evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. We are in North Carolina for the BSTV 200 for the Charlotte 134 laps or something like that of this fantastic circuit. It's 24 degrees, it's dark because it's night time. I'm Pete Bingham and I'm in the booth with, big welcome back to Bill Switzer. Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Pete. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to be back. And one thing about this race, you have to be really good at turning left, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. On the cameras, as ever, and trying to keep us looking semi-professional, is Sam Boozing. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, everybody.
We are just at the end of the qualifying session, and why is my screen not doing what your screen's doing? I don't know. That's very strange. Anyway, so we've got Rusty Kneecaps on here. Some of the names might sound a little familiar to you, but the whole name probably won't. As we sort ourselves out with the Americanized names, Rusty Kneecaps there doing his qualifying laps and probably using the rest of it for a bit of practice, to be honest. So Charlotte, 24 degrees of banking. I remember somebody saying to me once. Around the turns, it's an egg-shaped track. Is it turns 1 and 2 are broader than 3 and 4? Is that right, Bill? That sounds right to me.
Well, it's kind of a funny, what they call it, a squashed oval or something. I think they call it, where actually going into turn 2 is worse than coming out of turn 3 because you're actually turning sharper because you're going to a straight back straight, whereas in the 3 and 4. You're coming off there, and that even though 3 and 4 is a less of a it's the same radius, but you're coming off the what would you call it, the less radius side, the less angle side than entering. But you have more accidents on turn 4 because everybody thinks you can tear through there because it doesn't seem as sharp. But anyway, now that I screwed that up totally, it is kind of a weird shape.
That's all right, Bill. We have 3 trucks for our drivers to choose from. This is a free-to-join league. It's a fun league. It won't be fun when people start banging doors because they all get very serious very quickly. We've got the Ford, which I can't remember which type of Ford it is. It's like the F-150. It sounds
F-150, right?
Yeah, it sounds like an aircraft, doesn't it? And then we've got the Toyota Tundra, which has been with us for a very long time, and what we're watching now, which is Rusty in his Chevrolet Silverado. The trucks, for all intents and purposes, are exactly the same, apart from the way they look. Like I said before, we've got 134 laps of mayhem. We may have some cautions. This could be done in 40 minutes, or it could be done in 4 hours. Anybody's guess right now, eh, Bill?
Yeah, for sure. It depends. Emotions run high in circle track racing because you're very close to each other, and if anybody, takes offense to getting bumped, the only thing you have to remember is that payback is a bitch. So anybody that hits you, just remember that when they least suspect it, that's when you get them back. But no, really, it happens. When you got a lot of vehicles in close proximity, you're going to run into each other. You can't help it, And Pete left out this Chevy Silverado. That's the 3rd pickup truck, but it's okay.
And we've got Chris Jackson needing your help already, Bill. He says he doesn't have a clue. Marcus is Kurt Blitz is on there. Road racer on Oval Holiday, he says. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Well, actually, Chris with his car number should be Craig Lowndes Jackson.
Yeah. Definitely. More of an Australian name than anything else.
That's right. Well, if he's asking me for help, he must really be desperate because I do 0 pavement oval track racing, so I couldn't tell him what to do.
Yeah, well, Mary isn't doing much good for him at the minute if she's in the car, because at the moment he is in 5th provisionally. I'm expecting that Wobbly's done all his laps because he's done about 5,000 and they only had 4 to do, so I think all the times are in, to be perfectly honest. I think these are just practice laps.
Well, the top of the qualifying poll says it's Crowbar Crawls, or whatever his last name is, in first place.
Yeah, Buster. That's Buster Crawls.
Oh, Buster, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Are you able to get the first names on there, Sam? Because we've just got the surnames on the screen at the minute. Oh, you can't.
That's
Oh, it's because you've got the NASCAR timing tower on, haven't you?
So if you hear more than one first name, you'll realize that anything can happen in oval racing.
Absolutely. We are looking to have quite a close race. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We've got 15 gladiators that are joining our oval arena tonight, which is better than the media day. We hope for more. I think there's about 35 people that have signed up for this free to join league. And hopefully, as it gets more hilarious, it'll become more popular, and we'll attract more people along the way. So, what's Matt? His name's not Matt anymore. What's his name? His name is Junior Snook Senior. There you go, Junior Snook Senior. He said he didn't realise he was so slow turning left. It's glacial, isn't it?
Well, you know, it's funny. People think, oh, you're only going around in a circle in left turns, but there's a lot of nuances you have to know to do this well. First of all, you got a 3,800-pound vehicle with virtually no tires on it. 900 horsepower, whatever the hell they make. I'm not quite sure, but they're up there pretty high. And it's not exactly the greatest engineered vehicle. I mean, it's a race purpose vehicle. It's got upper and lower control arms that are designed to do this, but it's not like a road racing car. It's not that sophisticated. So, it's a flying brick is what it is, basically.
Yeah, and a very, very powerful flying brick at that. I'm just trying to get the racing spec off it now. If we look at the Silverado,
I'm not sure if they're 3,800 pounds or 3,400. I'm not sure, but it's
3,450 pounds.
Okay.
And 625 horsepower.
Okay.
That may
Wait,
rise
you're saying a price for weight?
Well, yes, I am technically.
Yeah, it's just a joke from people that don't know what pounds and pounds are, because you're just talking price by talking weight. It just no nonsense. Use the matrix, boys. It's the best.
So Mr. Whiting Jr., what's his first name? Bubba?
Randy.
Rumby?
Randy.
Oh, Randy. Okay.
Randy Useless Jr. or Whiting Jr. Sorry.
Randy Useless Jr. That's class. That's awesome. So, we've got a couple of minutes to burn. Have you ever been to Charlotte, Bill?
I've never been inside. I've been by it a couple of times, but I've never really been there. No, I would like to go there. It's a pretty neat facility, actually.
It serves the very famous drink 600, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does.
And I think it goes there twice a year. What's the other one it does? It's the very, very well known bank in America, 400, which is the Roval.
Yeah.
I was right, by the way. It was 24 degrees of banking. It's a 1.5 mile circuit. I'm going to answer Chris's question there. There are no fast repairs in this league.
Whoa!
Which is going to be proper tasty. That'll hopefully keep people away from one another. But I'm being optimistic there at the very best. And apparently, on a typical race weekend, 34,000 slices of pizza, 9,500 gallons of soda and water, 13,500 feet of hot dogs, and 309,000 pounds of ice are consumed. And then Clyde leaves that stand and other people can eat.
And there's a little bit of beer drunk there too, also.
Yeah, 1 or 2 bits, I think. I'm hoping my cameras start working alongside Sam's cameras. I am on slave mode and I'm on the right project, but it wasn't doing anything for me a minute ago.
Well, no, there's nobody on track, so it's
Yeah,
just in scenic mode, just trying to. Blah. It might also be because this is a lone qualifying session and not an open qualifying. I don't know.
We'll see.
So what is Jamie Wilson's grit name here? I got to look him up.
Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Wilson. Orlando Wilson the third. But I think we should run through. I think this has got to be the finishing order. So I'll run through the starting order. We've got on pole Buster Crawls, who is a privateer for this one. Then Dick Newitt Jr. is going off second. Hopefully we'll get an official... there we go. He's BSTV Esports Green. Rusty Kneecaps the third goes off third for BSTV Esports Pink. Then we've got Cletus Bowmans, who is a privateer. Then Clint Jackson Jr., another privateer. Then Randy Whiting Jr., he's going to be the source of all crashes for BSTV Esports Kingpin. Orlando Wilson III goes off 7th for Team Chimera. Dale Bogatyrev Jr. goes off 8th. Chuck Cope Sr. goes off 9th. 10th is Herb Goebel Sr. for VTS Esports. Then he's accompanied by Buck Trendle III, who's 11th. Can't believe I'm getting all these correct without laughing my head off. Donald Wright Jr. goes off 12th. Junior Snook Sr. goes off 13th. Kurt Bletz goes off 14th. And Chase Kellyman, at the moment, I'm hoping he's back in the session. It binned him out of it a minute ago. You do all the side-by-side here, don't you? I forgot about that on your outlap. Yeah, Chase Kellerman yet to rejoin the server. Let's hope he can do in time.
Yeah, I guess these Southerners don't realize that that's the way they used to start Le Mans. So hey.
Yeah.
But they don't start like that.
Yeah, I think my cameras. Are you looking at Rusty at the minute?
No, we're just looking across the track at the lineup.
My cameras are doing something.
Now they're taking off. They're on their pace lap, looks like.
Yeah. I appear to be stuck on Rusty. Why is that?
Chevy Silverado pace truck taking them around in 1.5 mile oval.
Oh, it says
that is the best thing ever, Dale. I love it.
I figured out my error.
Oh, that's good to hear.
You are the arrow, right?
Yeah, this is also true, yeah.
The people from the South are the only ones that can make shit a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
Shit. I shouldn't make fun. It's really fun being in the South. You learn a lot, let me tell you.
So we are following the pace truck leading trucks. It's going to peel off pretty sharply. It's proper erratic on iRacing. This one, it proper bins it. There you go. And then everybody gets ready to start. I'm not sure why Dick Newitt's giving him so much room, but he has done, and they're going.
He hung way back there, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I don't understand that, really.
I think he's tired from being married already. I'm not
sure. Without a doubt, yeah. That was Randy Whiting Jr. chopping the front off. Who is that? Is that? Yeah, that's Orlando Wilson III. Stays high and then kind of chops back down again. You got to watch your tyres on this track, haven't you, Bill? Because you can scrub them super quick.
Yeah, you do. It's there's a lot to think about going around in a big circle like this. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean the car. Oh, sorry, the truck is. It's a bit tail happy at the best of times, especially on the first few laps and when you start losing traction. Driving heat into the tyres is essential, but if you start ploughing the corners, you're going to drive too much heat into your front, so you're going to start drifting out into the wall. If you get too gas happy, then the rears will light up and you'll cook those, and then all of a sudden you're on jelly.
And Pete, you raced these for a while. Once this thing starts going, there's no saving it, baby. It's gone.
Yeah, I was trying to keep that secret, Bill. I did a couple of seasons of this, and I wasn't that bad. And there we go, at the back of the field.
Yep.
Are we going to get a caution? Not sure. Should we have a caution?
Yeah, you should have a caution right now.
Not necessarily. It depends. If it clears, sometimes they don't bother, but they usually do call a caution. Yeah, but
yeah, that was struck in the middle of the track, basically. I don't really understand why. There's a yellow flag. Okay.
There is a yellow flag.
So he cautions out.
What happened here? Did he just lose it? Wait a minute.
Looks like a race official threw a yellow.
If you have more information about this, there is no pit because I don't have the race chat on. Oh,
number 5
that is Mr. Kurt Bletz.
Who
was...
did he collect? 15.
No, it wasn't Kurt Bletz, I don't think, was it? It was Junior Snoot. Was it Junior Snoot Jr.?
Was both.
Who's 15?
15 is, Junior Snoot Jr.
Well, he got caught by the spinner, which was number 7, which is Kellyman, isn't it? No, that's 87.
No, that was Mr. Bletz.
Oh, was it? Right, okay. So, let's see how this reruns then.
little love tap there.
Yeah. Herb Goebel Sr. getting a bit of attention from Junior Snoot Jr. Randy Whiting Jr. has pulled a tactic here, Bill. He's pitted for tyres.
Wow.
So that actually isn't a bad idea in these trucks, but don't tell everybody else. They won't be listening.
No. It's still early, too, so you can kind of get away with it. Well, I remember the stuff we used to do every time the caution came out. You went ahead and got tires on it.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a long race, and this isn't a short race, it's 200 miles, isn't it?
That's right.
So it's worthwhile taking tyres and fuel every time you can do, because you only need to be leading the race for the last lap.
That's right.
So, not sure what they're chatting about. Something about massive damage, but I don't think it's for any of the guys still in the race. Your leader at the moment is still Buster Crawls. Dick Newitt Jr. is currently second. That's his car there, the 77, the green. Then Cletus Bowman's. We're not often used to seeing him this end of the field, so keep it up, Cletus, will you? Then we've got Rusty in the other BSTV truck, or another BSTV truck, I should say. Rusty Kneecaps the third there. Then Clint Jackson Jr. Could be Mary Jackson Jr., to be fair. Then we got Dale Bogatyrev Jr. He's trying to form up in 2x2 now. And then we got Orlando Wilson the third in the first of the two-team Chimera cars. Then Chuck Cope Sr. Lines up next to him. Then we've got Donald Wright Jr. In another BSTV green truck. And then Buck Trendle III in the other Team Chimera truck. Junior Snoot Jr. Is next in line. Then Herb Goebel Sr. Who's not in his normal paint scheme, it has to be said. And then we've got Randy Whiting Jr. And is Kurt still in it? Kurt Bletz, he is, isn't he? Hopefully he's rejoined us. There he is. Oh, he's a bit banged up. A bit of a snarly look on that number 5. And then Chase Kellyman is... I don't know where he is. Looks like we're going to lose the pace truck again on this lap, Bill. Do you reckon it's going to be as clean this time?
I think it'll be okay. They're doing okay so far. I mean, it was kind of... bad luck for the guys in the back, but at least it wasn't in the middle of the pack where you could take out like half a dozen cars, you know? It was...
Yep. And here we go, and he's gone. And Dick's left him quite a lot of room there. In fact, he's left him a massive amount of room, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you're going to get the tow back onto the back of that car anyway.
Wouldn't he make a bet he's got to drive one-handed or something? What the heck's he doing?
Oh, that's class. So, Buster crawls, makes his way off down the track. 3 wide down here, Bill. Or we were for a second.
That's a nice little clump there back in the middle there. You've got
that's going to end in tears, boys.
Chimera cars. Oh, jeez, look at this.
Actually, the Chimera boys have done really well out of that. Because Buck Trendle III has moved himself only 1 car behind his teammate now.
I noticed that they're having a dispute. One's in a Ford and one's in a Chevy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
In this kind of racing, the virtual racing, it's like V8 supercars. They're the same, but the body, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Clint Jackson Jr.'s rear end has been bashed in a bit. But this is good, safe racing. They're giving each other plenty of room, Bill. There's no crowding.
Yeah, this little clump back here looks pretty serious right there. Whoa, baby. I'm in the fence, why don't you? God.
Yeah, that's Donald Wright Jr. getting the jump on all those cars just then. Oh dear. Buck Trendle going sideways in the aero push. That's letting Randy Whiting Jr. through.
He's got his new tires, trying to get by.
Honestly, the effect of new tyres on these trucks is immense, or it was when I was racing them.
Well, you know what it is, that race drivers over in this country have a saying, when they get new tires, they call, I got a new set of Mr. Feelgoods on there.
Yeah. So, back at the front, we've got Dick Newitt Jr. getting closed down by Cletus. Oh, he's in the wall there, that number 3. That's Chuck Cope Sr.
Kind of bounced off it, and he's still rolling along pretty good.
Yeah, he's about to lose a position to our friend car 11, Herb Goebbels Sr.
Wow, he's up there too, right in the dusty area, the gray they used to call it.
Yeah, you don't want to get too high up there, especially not in a 3.5 ton truck.
Had all the marbles and run up to the top of the truck.
Yeah, Randy's lost a lot of speed there at some point. I don't know why.
He already cooked his tires. That's why.
Probably, yeah. He's only had them on for 3 laps. So we're into nearly the 10% mark of the race.
Blitz was going to make a run on him, but he didn't quite get him.
Yeah, so that's Buck Trendle III making his way up a position. We're in little groups here, groups of battles.
Craig Lowndes Jackson and a sandwich in there between, was it Dale Bogotyarov and...
Yeah.
Oh, and Randy Kneecaps.
Yeah, that's right. The Rusty Kneecaps.
I'm sorry, Rusty Kneecaps, yep.
That was a good move there by Clint Jackson Jr. He's going to get followed through here by Donald Wright Jr. Or I thought he was anyway. Donald is the most forward moving car of the field. He's up 4 places from the start. That usually translates to I've overdone my tyres and I'm going to drop the same amount of positions.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Cletus Bauman's from 3rd place down on the skirt, Bill. What's that about?
Question. Maybe he's coming in.
I think this is going to be an over-rotation or something.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, he's hit the wall. God, that was a big hit.
Do a
no yellow. Yeah, no yellow. He stayed off the racing circuit, so...
Doing a landscaping job there.
They were getting together. I'm sure they were getting together. Nope, they managed to stay apart. That's good. Good driving. That's Chuck Cope Sr. and Buck Trendle III.
Looks like Rufus Whiting has pulled out a little bit of a lead there. Of this little group.
Yeah, he's starting to drop them. That's that feel-good feeling.
Whoa, look at that car moving back and forth into the street.
Clearly Herb has been into somebody because the right front of his truck's all peeled up there. You can see it in the shot, in the screen that you're watching. It's funny, you know, even these trucks, they do react to all that fender damage. They slow down, they rotate poorly. The physics that they've got going on in iRacing is excellent. So this is Orlando Wilson III, who's caught rusty kneecaps, and he's about to put a move on him.
Wow. He's hauling the mail, let me tell you.
He is. Rusty may be good over one lap, but maybe he's not got the staying power for the long distance.
I think Orlando's got him now. Yep, into turn one.
Nice move.
Rusty's not going to be happy.
He's not, no, and I think there's going to be a few changes of position here. Just a reminder to everybody, there are no fast repairs in this. They are on reduced fuel. I think they're on 75%. Yes, they are. And that should inspire some pit stops. Oh, we've got Chase Kellyman in the pits. We're going very, very slow. Oh, he's only just reconnected, of course. Okay.
Like, where am I?
He got dropped by his own internet, I think. Before the race even started, so he's not yet turned the lap, I don't think.
See, I'm a big crybaby about that, but you know, it's one thing to get put in the wall or get crashed or something, when your damn internet screws you up. That really is frustrating.
Yeah, it's not. It's just something you could do without, isn't it?
Yep, sure.
3 lines into turn 1 and 2. Sorry, 3 and 4 there from these 3. Randy's got some damage on the right-hand side of his car. He's obviously got a bit intimate with somebody.
Has he got Buck Trundle behind him? Yep. No. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And Dale Bogatyrov. Slowly making his way forward is Randy.
Well, we're coming up on the 25th lap, and we've had one minor caution. Been pretty lucky so far.
Yeah, I think about another 20 laps and we'll start seeing people struggling on the tyres more significantly. Dale going very high into turn 2 there. We go on board with one of these gladiators of the oval. Let's go on board with Randy. There we go. He's just holding that right rear quarter panel there of Buck Trundle as we go around. It's not a pure oval, it's got a little straight section, a bit more of a diamond on one side. The corner numbers are written on the boards, on the hoardings at the side, just in case you forget which turn you're on. You know, it's hard to count to 4. This is the back straight, and then we'll be letting ourselves run a bit high and then bringing it back down for a late apex, although Randy's never seen an apex, and unlikely to find one on this track either. You can cut that little bit of paint there, but you can't cut this. If you get any tyres on the grass there on that little dog leg, it will have your life, and then you're into turns 1 and 2 again. So it's a frantic lap, 32 seconds a lap, 30 for the fast guys, and then we'll see what happens after 134 of them.
So do we know what kind of mileage these guys get, Pete? Do you have any idea?
I'm not really sure. 75% of a full tank. That's going to be I reckon every 40 minutes they should be in. So probably one stop from here. I might be utterly wrong, by the way, but we'll see.
Well, NASCAR used to have a 22-gallon tank. I don't know if that's what they still use or not, but probably. So 75% of that is what, 14, about 15 gallons, 15 gallons.
Yeah.
I don't know how many liters that is, though, for...
No, I don't actually either. I'm not very good at conversions. I don't know what the rate is.
I have to look it up every time because I can never remember anything.
So this is Donald Wright Jr. still making his way forward, as is Buck Trendle, who's in front of him at the moment. These are both up 5 places from their starting positions. And, ooh, that's somebody in the wall. That's Randy. Randy into the wall.
Uh-oh. He's still going, though.
Yeah, it was a strange place to do that as well. Was that out at turn 4? I think it must have been.
I didn't notice it.
And Orlando Wilson III is now dispatched Rusty. Rusty's way off in the distance back there, and he's now caught Dick Newitt Jr.
Wow.
And he's doing him.
Orlando's going for it.
Nice move. Very safe. Not quite got it done yet, Bill.
Nope. It's going to be key right here. This is a tough corner if you're going too fast when you're down low like that. They can take the air off you.
Yeah, you're better off on the higher line in 3 and 4, aren't you? Because it broadens your turning angle. And
yeah, you got to be careful there.
Yeah. But he should be on a good line here for turns 1 and 2.
Looks like he's going to get him. Up. Dick is fighting back. He didn't like that.
No, he's come off the gas a little earlier and stayed low. Maybe he's happy to follow if he thinks that Orlando's faster.
You know, one of the keys you can watch out for is if the car's handling really well, you'll see the car down right on the line. If it's like pushing a bit or it's a little bit too loose, you'll see cars up high because, like you said, Pete, the arc is bigger as you get away from the inside. So
yeah,
you know, you don't have to rely on turning the wheel as sharply.
I think we're on fixed setup here as well, so this is all down to the driver.
Wow.
I might be wrong. Is this fixed setup, Sam? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
All right, in that case, I'm just lying to everybody. So Orlando sets off after Buster, but I think, oh no, where is Buster? And this is Herb Goebel Senior. Sorry, nearly got his son, not him. Chasing down Chuck Cope Senior. Herb's seen some action there on that right-hand side of that truck. There's Buster. That's his 2 seconds of fame. Oh, and here we go. We got pit stop, so my calculation was utterly wrong. Although these guys,
the BSTV boys.
yeah, and also Randy has decided to do a green flag pit stop.
This is Randy's second stop.
There you go, Buck putting a move on Clint Jackson Jr.
And our leader came into the pits there, Mr. Crawls. And Jamie Wilson has taken over the lead with his teammate in second. And let's see, who's that third? Oh, that's Craig Lowndes Jackson Jr. in third.
Yeah. Oh, that's high. Oh, dear, I thought he was in the wall there.
Wow.
I really did think he was in the wall.
You can see his number's been scraped off a little bit on this side, so he's done something.
Oh, that's a car going sideways over the grass there on the infield. Not sure who that is. Cletus Bauman's Oh, there we go. It is Buster. It was our race leader, Bill. Sideways
Wow.
on the skirt. Let's have a look. Yeah. Lights it up, leaving pit road. All looks good so far. Happy days. Tootling round and then no! Nice slow-mo, Sam. Very nice. Straight across those famous drink scratches that are on the floor there.
Yeah, Monster energy drink.
Gets it on the grass and then lights it up again. So he's probably, yeah, I mean, that's Donald Wright Jr. behind him now, so he's lost a number of positions there.
Well, his rear tire should be warm. He really spun those up.
Yeah, he cooled him off on the grass though, so I think he's balanced that equation.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to see how much he's dropped. I mean, he's 4 seconds behind Rusty Kneecaps now, and Dick Newitt Jr. Is another 5 seconds ahead of Rusty. So, oh, we got a caution from somewhere.
Uh-oh, caution flag's out. Wow.
And that wasn't an official call in that one. That was natural event. Although I've no idea what it was.
Okay, here's a replay. Oh, Randy, not you.
Oh,
wow.
Dear. So that was Herb Goebel Sr.
Wow.
That has wiped out Randy Whiting Jr.
Oh. Now, why did that thing go right like that? That was kind of weird.
Don't know. It was... Oh, he got it on the skirt, did he? Right, okay. Although... Oh, no! You're right, Bill. Why did it do that?
You think he got on the gas too hard and spun the rear tires or something?
Maybe, I guess. But he's losing it into the turn. Then it looked like he got a hold of it. And then... this happened. Just watching the rear wheels, they do spin up a little, but
I don't know. That was weird.
It really was.
Looked like he was aiming for him. Good lord, that was. I'm not accusing him of anything because I don't think he'd do it, but. So
there's a lot of wrecked trucks out there now. Dick Newitt Jr.'s is pretty clean though. A number of cars in pit road at the moment. Some intentionally, some being forced down there, I'm guessing, because of damage. Orlando Wilson III still leads. Or he did. He's going to join the back of the field now after his pit stop.
Yeah, the two camera boys were the only two that has not pitted.
Ah, right. Well, that makes sense.
So I think Tyler got lucky, or was the lucky dog? I don't know. Probably the lucky dog. So he gained the spots. Well, if I make any mistakes, Bill, correct me. But I think that's the case. And then all of these guys, all the way down to Orlando Wilson III, will get a free pass if they don't go to the pits.
Should do. Yeah. There's a lot
That's
of
what
cars
you
diving.
call the wave around.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, I'm not an expert on NASCAR rules by any means. I haven't followed NASCAR in a lot of years, but this lucky dog thing, what I thought happened is the first guy that's a lap down on a caution gets his lap back, but he goes to the end of the line. He goes to
back of the queue.
The end of the guys that are on the lead lap. He can still get in front of the guys that are a lap down behind.
Yep.
You know.
That's what happened to Dick Newitt Jr. I think, and all of the other guys on the one to go will have a wave around.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so Orlando here at the back of this queue at the moment is the race leader. Everybody in front of him will get waved past that pace truck with 1 lap to go.
Because for the restart, you want the leader of the race right behind the safety car. Or the safety truck, in our case.
I think Randy Whiting Jr. is back on track. I don't know what state his truck's going to be in. Oh, he is there. Is that him? No, it's not.
It is. He's on
in the
track.
Oh,
back.
it is, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he's down on the inside there. There he
Oh,
is.
that's
Not looking great.
Whoa.
Looks a little twisted to me.
A little bit. Yeah, it's more than a bit of T-cut needed for that. At least some WD-40 to clean it up a little.
Saran wrap and a rubber band ain't gonna fix that.
Duct tape city, that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, as we cross the stripe now, we should see a bunch of cars past the pace car if we're one to go. But there are cars still in the pit road, so I don't know what it's going to do. Yeah, it's letting them go
there they
now.
go. There they go.
There goes Chuck Cope Sr. That's Randy Whiting's 50th hand car. So the two Chimera boys line up behind the pace truck now. That's Orlando Wilson III is your lead car.
Any of you that have never raced this, like any of these races like this is the spot where they're telling you, pass the pace car, pass the pace. You hear this about 100 times. They, shut up! Go around, will you? Get it over with. You remember those, don't you, Pete? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Listen to that for a half an hour.
So annoying.
Oh, Craig Lowndes Jackson's right up there. Wow.
Yeah, but he's one lap down. He pitted.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have. No, he's,
Oh, he did.
he's one
He's
lap
down a
down.
lap?
So
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Oh, he is. That's right. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
So we've only got 6 cars on the lead laps. Obviously the first 6 cars you see on your screen. And they're gone
There
now.
they go. Yep. Of course, the Chimera guys haven't come in, have they?
No. Ooh, that was tight. I think Randy's car's a little bit hard to control.
Whoa.
The camera guys came in when the safety car came down.
Oh, did they? Okay. I missed that.
Chase Kellyman is in the race now, but he's 22 laps down. Somebody's headed for the skirt there.
Dick Neward making a bid on Buck Trendle. On the outside going into turn 1. Looks like
That
he's
will
going to get
hold,
him.
he'll do
Wow.
that. Yeah, that was a good move.
Whoa!
He was a little out of shape coming out of turn 2, but he's held it well.
Pull the anchor in, Buck.
Ooh, and Buck's gone to the skirt.
Ah!
Whoa. That was a code brown for anybody passing him.
Wow. I thought he was coming out of there. Here comes Rusty Kneecaps. No. Rusty, yeah.
Would that be a penalty? Because
It
that
must
is
be.
weird.
That
Yeah,
must
I
be.
think it is.
That must be passing the car in front of you before the start-finish line
Could be.
on the restart.
Is it a stop and go?
It will be, yeah. Standard NASCAR punishment, which is pretty bad on a track where you've got a 30-second
right.
lap.
Darn
You're gonna get mugged here. So Donald Wright Jr. under pressure from Buster Crawls.
We need 4 cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah. It's fairly desolate on lead lap at the moment, but you don't know what's going to happen in these races. You know,
No, you don't.
I've seen these things happen, and then you get to the last 10 laps, and everybody's on the lead lap, and you're like, how the hell have you all managed that?
Well, as of now, Clint, Chris, Craig, Lowndes, Jackson Jr. is the lucky boy. Because if there's another caution lap, if
he gets his lap
things
back,
stays
that's
like that, he gets his lap back. Yes, exactly, Bill.
Even Randy Whiting Jr. is only 1 lap down at the moment, so I get another caution, and all of a sudden you've got 8 cars on lead lap. It changes quite dramatically.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and, you know, it ain't over till it's over in this stuff. I can remember one of the few races in trucks that I ever led. We were coming down to, it was 6 or 5 laps to go. And I'm right up in front, and some idiot crashes and takes the front 9 cars out. You know, I mean, things change quick in this stuff, I'll tell you.
Yeah, big time. Rusty Kneecaps the third has lost 2 laps by getting that penalty.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where Buck Trendle's ended up. Oh, Buck Trendle's only 1 lap down, so I mean he pitted under caution there as well, or forced to his pit box rather.
Well, he was one of the guys that was on the lead lap, wasn't he? One of the only guys? Yeah, that's a shame. Wow.
This is Buster and I've forgotten his name, Dick, going at it now. And that's the race leader there, just in front of them. Orlando Wilson the third.
Doing quite well, considering he's a guy that knows how to turn the wheel both ways.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And that's Clint Jackson Jr., I think, keeping out of everybody's way. Thought he was into the wall then. Pass going on behind for, don't know whether that's for position or just for bragging rights. It was definitely Donald Wright Jr. getting overtaken by a car a lap down, I think.
There's Randy down in the lower end. His car must be really tore up because he's not going very fast compared to the other guys.
Yeah, that drops him 2 laps down now. He needs a small miracle to get back on lead lap. He also needs the world's greatest repair crew.
He basically got his car killed, and he was there at the wrong time, basically. It wasn't anything he did.
He needs to send his car to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry in order to get that back on its wheels again.
J.K. Rowling, where are you when we need you?
She's rolling around in her millions of pounds.
Oh, no kidding. She's got to be one of the wealthiest women in England, I would think.
In the world, I think. What is going on with Dick Newitt Jr.? Why would you do that from 2nd place? Has he had a hardware failure?
Almost looks like it, doesn't it?
I think that's Dick's headset gone.
Maybe. That was weird.
I mean, very professional stop on the grass, to be fair.
Yep.
And on the infield, so no caution required.
Well, that kind of stuff can ruin your whole day, let me tell you.
Yeah, definitely. That's Rusty Kneecaps putting a lap onto Randy Whiting Jr.
I noticed Rusty got awful close to him and went by. What do you think? He was laughing and waving at him as he went by, or what?
Maybe. Chancing his luck, more likely.
You know, our Rusty's a little bit of a wild man, but I'll tell you, as much as we kid with him, I'll tell you, it's amazing how well he can jump in something and drive it. I mean, he's not always the best, but boy, I'll tell you, he adapts pretty quickly to stuff.
Yeah, really annoying, isn't he?
Yeah, you want to kill him. You want to kill him, don't you?
Yeah. Same as Chris Shaw.
Oh, there's another one. You listen. Oh, I didn't get any practice. Shut up.
Yeah, didn't get any practice and wins.
You're probably better off not practicing.
Yeah. Nice camera angle there.
I'll tell you another surprising guy is Adam Wright. Boy, I'll tell you, there's times he's just shines. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even in this race, he's in third at the moment, Donald Wright Jr.
Yep.
You know the problem with this, don't you? And my difficulty with names. I'm going to be calling him this for ages now. That is a beaten up Chuck Cope Senior car, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what's bad about it too, Pete? They think you're out of your mind to begin with, so this isn't going to help. This isn't going to help any, you know.
Definitely not. Oh, is that someone out of the pits?
There's somebody coming in, I believe.
Oh, coming in. Is this turn 3? Is it? Is what?
That was Herb Hubble Senior out of the pits, and this is turn 1.5.
1.5. We've just invented a new turn, everybody.
Oh.
Well, you can see Charlotte 1 in front of us.
Oh, of course you can, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so Charlotte 2 is behind.
Okay. So he was coming out then. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're vastly, quickly rather, approaching the halfway point of this race.
Boy, that curb cam, man, those guys are sailing around there, I'll tell you.
Apart from Randy, of course, who's kind of teetering round.
Randy's pedaling as fast as he can, Pete. Come on.
Yeah. A little BSTV war going on just there.
I like how that camera moves in the breeze. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. Distortion from the air being pushed around the cars. It's quite good. So, Orlando Wilson
Whoa!
the
Jeez.
third. Continues on his way, leading the race. He has a 2.5 second lead over Buster Crawls, who in turn has a 4 second lead over Donald Wright Jr. And then there's a big jump back to, well, it's 8.5 seconds or something like that, back to Dick Newton Jr.
Who sadly had some kind of issue and fell off that lead pack. That's too bad.
Yeah, well, he had his headset go, I think. I think I heard somebody in the in-game chat say that. Not many close battles, as you'd expect after all that drama. Everybody's fairly spread out, yeah.
Space station, there's a shot of, was that the front straightaway? Which isn't really straight.
No, it's got 2 turns in it. So, good facility though. There's a Roval here, obviously, because that's what does the Bank of America. And then there's a dirt track here as well.
And that's where the World of Outlaws has their big fling at the end of the year. It's November or something. Coming up in a week or 2, I believe.
All right, okay.
Yeah, they run their 410 sprint cars and their late models, and then the big block modifieds from the Northeast run their championship there also.
Cool.
Gents, I'm going to do the emergency pit stop. I will leave you on the inside camera.
Okay.
Mr. Orlando Wilson the third.
Okay. Good ride. Thank you, Sam.
So you can see all the roll cage, all the safety things that they bring into these trucks.
Yeah, they're pretty sturdily built. I mean, years ago, like every other race, it was I mean, there's still a lot of danger in racing, but it's certainly a hell of a lot better. And since they've gone to the Hans device and all this other stuff, it's really made a big difference. Self-containment seats. I mean, these guys can't even move in that thing. They can't even look sideways, for God's sake. It's unreal how pressed in they are in this car, truck, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's it's amazing, really, and it took the deaths of many to get to that point, I think, and obviously advancements in technology and things like that. All the fire suppression kits that are in these things now as well. Same with Formula One as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say I was a big fan of Sir Jackie Stewart, and I've read some articles by him that the drivers, they'd get together, but this is like in the 60s, and 60s, early 70s, they'd get together, you know, between races and stuff, and have a few cocktails and joke and have dinner and stuff, and they'd say, well, I wonder who's going to die this week. I mean, and they were pretty serious about it too, because they were losing a lot of people, and it was devastating, really.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We have an actual caution. Somebody's lost it somewhere while our cameraman has gone for his own pit stop. So Orlando Wilson III continues to lead. He'll pick up the safety car at some point. He's coming off the gas. That might be a tactic, because depending on where oh, there it is.
There he is. I don't believe it can go that fast either, but all right.
No, it was doing about Mach 3 there, wasn't it? But never mind.
Really?
It just overtook a fighter jet and then
really,
stopped.
yeah.
Who can I blame for that caution?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
I do, because I've just seen it.
I do as well.
Yeah, so we'll wait.
It's Mr. Useless Kneecaps. Oh, he's already
Rusty
done.
kneecaps? Oh my goodness, what'd he do? Oh, look at the back end. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Whoa!
I think there's some good slow-mos coming from this one.
The issue is the cushion came out.
I just want to make clear that this is not my fault.
So, welcome to the booth.
I can't
Rusty
fight it,
Kneecaps the third.
You're out of your mind, brother. Let me tell you.
So,
Yeah.
So
we're
what'd
about
you
to
do?
see the replay of it,
What'd you
actually.
do? Let's see what he did here.
Yeah, let's have this.
You were in an in-car when this happened, so we don't know what you did. Let me see.
It's possible. Looking at it now, it's going to be an over-rotation, I think.
A good line through down the back straightaway. That looks good.
Yeah, that's pretty tame, yeah.
Everything is fine. I think you Clyde a tenor.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Yep. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh,
High
hey.
in four.
No, it's further.
No, I don't have the exact time.
Right.
That's the issue with your racing. You don't have the off-track and everything.
Yeah.
It's just...
It was on.
Yes.
Oh, and
I don't-
it
no,
tightens
it's-
up. Oh my God, it's getting so tight now. I can't.
I think it's the next or something on one after that. I don't know.
It's somewhere in the next 25 laps.
No, there it comes.
All right, so
This is Clyde?
oh yes,
Oh, I see who it is. Okay.
that's an extra special Randy moment. That one.
There's a love tap by Rufus Clyde. Lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was out of order anyway because of the.
As much as I'd like to, I can't blame you for that one.
and then Buster is for some reason on the infield at the moment, just underneath the tram lines.
He likes to park on the Charlotte oval thing there.
And I don't know why. It's very strange. So, your race was going okay for a while there.
Yeah.
Rusty. You had a few incidents along the way, though, and you ended up a lap down.
I didn't have an incident.
What you did?
No, I didn't. No,
when I say incident, I mean like bumps and bangs and scrapes.
No, nothing. Yeah, one thing with Ivan.
Ah, right, okay.
But it was pretty small, which was just a zero contact.
Sorry, are you talking about Cletus?
I don't know. Wait, who is it?
I think you're talking about Cletus Bowmans, aren't you?
Yeah.
At least get the names right, yeah?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's Cletus Bowmans.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna make a dirty joke when I leave the booth in like 10 seconds, but yeah, just a little bit, just a tap, and I lost some top speed. I was doing fine, but then the yellow came at exactly the wrong time, so I ended up 2 laps behind. And then Marcus Oh no, it's not Marcus. Wait, what is his name in game?
Hang on, Kurt.
Kurt. Then
Yeah.
Kurt tried to be the nice guy and let me by, but he did that too early.
And then
So
you got
I
a penalty, right?
Yeah, that's why I was complaining. Please clear my penalty because I couldn't have stopped that because he was just braking. I just passed him right before the green light.
Right, I see. I could have cleared your penalty if I'd heard you.
Yeah.
And I hadn't purposefully ignored you. No, I didn't.
You wouldn't have done it, Pete.
No, I wouldn't.
No. I was pretty sure you heard me, but just like, oh, no, I'm screw this.
So we're about to restart again.
Yeah.
Pace Truck's going to do a massive left turn. So any shout-outs you want to make before we let you disappear and probably go drinking again?
Yeah, I was doing that during the race.
Oh.
Thanks to Clitoris.
Hey, it looks like Craig Lowndes Jackson's in the waiting area there too.
Oh, is he? He may just be there by accident. I'm not really that sure.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's still racing. He's still on lead lap. He's in third at the moment. So we better let him concentrate. So Pace Truck disappears.
So we have five people on the lead lap, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So a couple of the cars have got back on lead lap here because we had 3 a minute ago.
Buster Cross is in first place after sitting on the side of the track. Very interesting.
Well, he's back in first place. He was the one that was on pole.
Yeah, that.
And then got shuffled back after a bit of an incident, and then...
Yeah, but do you remember him sitting in the Charlotte roundel there at the front straightaway?
Oh, yeah. He must have been waiting for the pace car.
Oh, maybe. That's what he was doing, okay. The thing goes Mach 3, for God's sake.
Yeah.
McNewer just by Craig Lowndes Jackson.
We are marginally over halfway.
Donald Wright's right on the back bumper of him, and who's behind him? Who's that? That's 15, I think it is.
Junior Snoop Senior. Yeah, Donald Wright Jr. still making his way forward. He's up 7 positions. And doing a great job of making his way through the field.
He really is.
Yeah. He's got Clint Jackson Jr. in front of him now.
Yeah, he's pestering him.
I think Buck Trendle III just got a position from Chuck Cope Senior.
Yep, he's gone by him. Yep.
Yeah, they're 1 lap down at the moment, and all to drive for.
Another caution, he'd be on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, and then there's a big jump down to Junior Snook Senior and Randy White and Junior. 7 laps down they are.
Wow.
They're going to have a small but not insignificant miracle in order to get back on lead lap.
Again, movement.
Yeah. I mean, Donald Wright Jr.'s Ford there looks fairly immaculate at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got many bumps and bangs, does it?
No, and sometimes that's what gets you to the end of these races, Bill. Just stay out of trouble.
You are absolutely correct. Look at that thing suck up to the back of that truck. Amazing.
Yeah. It's
amazing how much these things bop and move around too, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is, I mean, Charlotte, the back straight is so bumpy. It's unbelievable.
It is. Yes, it is. This is looking tasty. He wants it.
When they put the tarmac down, I think they flattened it with a Toblerone. It probably doesn't mean anything to him, but it's a chocolate thing.
We know what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually the holidays, the retail stores are full of those things.
All right, yeah, same over here. Yeah, so this is Donald Wright Jr. and Clint Jackson Jr. about to put a lap onto Chuck Cope Sr.
Wow, so
Chuck Cope's not that far from unlapping himself if he could just stop these pesky cars from like putting him a lap down, which they've now done. And you can see Buck Trendle Jr. is not that far ahead of these two. A little bit further up the track. He's about to get another lap put on him by these two as well.
you guys are making good time. Not bad running like that together.
Yeah, and I think Donald's playing a game here. He's sticking in the toe and keeping it safe as they come up behind the most dangerous car on track at the moment. Oh, he's wobbling everywhere, look. Ooh. He stays high.
Well done, Bubba.
Yeah. There is someone registered as Bubba. He's not in it tonight.
Yeah. I did see that on the list. I don't remember
Did
who
you?
it was.
Hang on, I'll tell you. Where is it? Yeah, it's Bubba the Sleuven Senior.
Yeah, those two names go together well. I'm surprised to see Martin Van Sleuven sign up for this. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, looks like Donald's making a move. He's gone.
Yeah. Good move, actually. Clearly, Clint Jackson Jr. was going too slow for Donald. He's had to put a move on him.
I think he's putting some distance between them, too.
Yeah, we're on lap 85, about to be 86. Over 134. Sorry.
That's okay. He's going to try to catch up with Dick now. A couple seconds up the road.
Yeah.
Yep, as Pete mentioned, we're on lap 86. 48 laps left?
Yes.
Yeah, 48 laps.
Yeah, before they catch Dick Newitt Jr., they've got Buck Trendle III to overhaul, put him a lap down.
You know, Donald may have been, trying to run, nose to tail like that, maybe to save a little fuel and try to make up some time to track these guys down. I mean, maybe that was a double-edged sword he was doing there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my excuse me a minute.
Buster Crowles continues to lead. He's got a 1.7 second lead over Orlando Wilson III now, with Dick Newitt Jr. In third place. They've then got Buck Trendle III between that him and Donald Wright Jr. and Clint Jackson Jr. So 5 cars on lead lap. Everybody's pretty much at the same end of the track at the moment.
You know, it's really amazing, victims of circumstance in this race, or just the circumstances that so many people got a lap down, and it wasn't really because they were going slow or anything. It's just one of those things. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. There's a few cars pitting at the moment. Cletus Bauman and Chase Kellyman. Chase Kellyman, I think, is a scheduled stop.
Somebody just came back out. The Batman.
Yeah, Cletus is on his way back onto track.
In the States here, we have a big block modified driver actually he's from Australia, and they call him the Batman.
Right. Wobbly's seen the brighter side of the situation. He says at least he can watch the F1 now. Which is stateside this week. It's at Kota.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I said when I saw it this morning. I was like,
Strike 2.
Yeah.
Between Formula 1 and that.
Formula Snow. I'd rather be watching this. As Clint Jackson Jr. Tries to keep in touch with Donald Wright Jr. Buck Trendle, the third, is still just ahead of them. You can see him in shot, and then the yellow car, it's not yellow on your screens, it's green and black, is Dick Newitt Jr.'s car. Oh, hang on. That was Dick Newitt, that was Donald Wright Jr. into the wall out of turn 4. Not sure whether we can get a replay of that. Depends on.
Really, I think
it won't be on Event Tracker, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. If we can go on board with this, we might see what happened. There we go. Drifting. Wall. Not bad, but enough.
Yeah, that let.
Thanks for that, Sam.
Jackson back by him again.
Yeah. And that just shows once your front start to go, they go super quick. And they go without warning as well.
See, that darn 3 and 4 is deceptive. That's the best. That happens all the time in real life, too. The guys, when they lose grip, they can get on it real quick, and you just go right into that wall, just the way he did.
Because you can't do anything, can you? You daren't touch the brakes in these things.
Nope.
And if you put any more gas in, you just drift faster. you know? The wall gets to you quicker,
You're really a passenger in one of these things when it stops handling, and you can't steer it or stop it. So.
And these Ford F1 150s, apologies Ford, but it does look like you've designed it from 1970.
Well, it's kind of a truck that they've always tried to make it look the same, kind of,
Right. Buster really does throw it into the corners, doesn't he?
I've owned a lot of trucks, but never owned an F-150. My dad worked for Ford for a long time. Never had a Ford truck.
Really?
Well, I did a Ford Lightning, which is not really a truck. It's a toy.
It's a toy.
It is.
I'll have to look that one up. Bobby says, I am from 1970. He's 8 years out, but yeah. And he said he laughed at his own joke when he left the booth.
He would.
Yeah. And 100% of people that found that funny at the time were laughing at it at the time.
We'll never know. When he heard that name, Cletus, I knew he was going to do something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I just knew it.
So Buster's getting his lead sliced away slowly. Orlando Wilson III is slowly reeling him in. 100th by 100th at the moment. Although over the course of the whole lap, Buster is faster. So we'll have to keep an eye on these times. Can't quite see Orlando Wilson III in shot, but he's only 1.4 seconds back, which on an oval is quite a distance.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Another clean car.
He's driving one of those F-150s too.
Yeah.
Also, I should say.
Now, Donald Wright Jr. has decided to pit his truck, sorry. So he is in for his second pit stop. I would expect them all to have to do another one, to be honest. I might be wrong again.
It's going to be kind of a splash and go. Well, not, yeah, we've still got 34 laps to go. In these pit stops, you can do tires and gas at the same time. It would be a good idea to put tires on it also.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And in Randy's case, just get a new car.
Randy, on the console where it says request new car, that's what to do.
Yeah. Sounds like Kurt Bletz is having a bit of a tasty moment. As Herb Goebel Jr. pits his car as well.
You know what Randy's doing right now is very frustrating too, when you can't get up to speed and you're just kind of tooling around out there to put laps in. That's terrible. Whoa, a little. Whoa!
3 wide.
Yes, wow. Thought for sure we're gonna have a little. We're gonna have some touch and go there.
Yeah, I did too. Chuck Cope Sr. Well, just trying to keep out of the way, I think, at that point. And more cars on pit road. Junior Snoot Sr. is now in pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Orlando's getting closer. Whoop, somebody up, he's coming in for, Kralls is coming in.
Yeah, he is. So our race leader enters pit road. Hopefully he doesn't get caught speeding or misses pit box.
Who's that coming up? I can't see.
I'm not sure who that is either. Orlando Wilson III goes round again.
Wow. That can bite you. You know, because the outlap on the new tires is going to be a heck of a lot better, I think, than what he's doing right now. But
Yeah.
He's a pretty crafty driver, so.
Yeah, Chuck Cope Sr. is also in the pits at the moment.
Mr. Kralls is entering the field again. Stay in the line, buddy.
Yeah, it was a nice smooth
Yep, that was very
rejoin.
good.
And there's the provisional race leader.
Yep.
And Dick Newitt Jr. going round again.
That hands it over to Dick Newitt for a lap or two, maybe.
Now, Dick's been in the pits 4 times so far.
Wow.
So we'll have to see where all this puts everybody after the rounds of pit stops. Clint Jackson Jr. is now in the pits as well.
Orlando comes out in second place. Oh, he dropped to third.
Yeah, so really, Dick Newitt Jr. needs to stay out as long as he can, because if a caution gets called now, he'll be in a really, really good position.
Yeah. Buster Krause. What's his first name again? I'm sorry.
Buster.
Buster Krause, new tires is like what I was just saying. Mr. Feelgoods. Look at him go by people out there.
I know, yeah. It's like they're not trying, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Well, I think. Oh no, he's not. We're on turn 2 there, aren't we? So that is actual speed, yeah. Yeah, he's lapping 2 and a bit seconds faster than
that's what
Dick
I'm saying.
Jr.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's still in Dick's favour to stay out, but not for much longer. I wouldn't have thought, because he's going to lose too much.
When he's making those kind of times, you gotta really think about what to do. You know. You're getting slower and slower, and he's going to be a long time before you turn in the speed you are. So you got to think about that one. I think he's coming in.
Yeah.
Yep. Here it comes.
And Wobbly was actually helpful by saying that we need 3 stops, ideally, and
probably, yep.
His required repairs were 30 minutes, so he'd rather watch the parade in Austin than continue circulating, or waiting rather for his car to repair. More cars in pit roads. That's Kurt Bletz and Dick Newitt Jr. obviously is in the pits. We were watching that a minute ago. Still sat there at the moment. He's setting off now. So he's going to be in about 5th when he rejoins, but with really good tyres underneath him.
That Orlando is 6.5 seconds behind Buster Krause. That shows you the kind of time he made coming out of that pit like he did.
Yeah, definitely.
And Donald Wright Jr. is down by 10 seconds. Dick is down, but Dick Newitt's down. Jr. is down by what? Almost. What does that say? 18 seconds? 18?
Yeah, 18.
Good Lord. It's more than a half a lap.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a nice chart right there that Sam put up. Let's see. Look at that.
Yeah, so the top 3 all did a similar thing, with Donald Wright Jr. doing a little mini pit stop on that other caution lap earlier.
Yeah. That's a nice one, Sam. That's a good comment. That's a good comparison. See, there's the time differential, though. Look at Orlando versus Buster.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, and Buster's doing laps ever so slightly faster at the moment than Orlando.
Looks like he's getting around there pretty good right now.
So we've got 20 laps to go after this one.
They look like all qualifying laps right now, the way he's going around there.
Yeah, he's got nice grippy rubber underneath him. As long as he doesn't end up in an incident with, I don't know, Randy, who is just around the corner here.
How did I know you were going to say that?
We should be fine. Randy gets out of the way, or does he? Because he's about to be back on the racing line.
And low, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine and keeps out of the way nicely. Makes his intention clear on the straight. He's actually dropping to pit road for his final stop. His 6th and final stop.
He could quit right now. Nobody would top him. No, they wouldn't. Everybody's 2 laps down and stuff.
Yeah.
He's 9, so worst he can be. Oh, wait a minute. No,
I think
we can't. That's right. He's got to go some more. That's right.
Yeah, Kurt can still catch him.
Good thing my wife's not here. She would tell me. Now you know you can't do math, so don't start doing math. I think Buster's done some oval racing. He's got a pretty good line. He looks pretty smooth out there.
Yeah, very well controlled. very well controlled race up to this point.
Real. And Dick Newitt Jr. on the screen there.
Yeah, I think he's going to get himself a position by way of having really good rubber. He's just got to get past his own teammate.
Oh, Donald, yeah. Donald's not liking that.
No, not at all.
I know these whining each other like little girls. He's says he's 8 seconds behind
Orlando. No. Yeah, that's right. I don't think his tyres are that good, but he might be able to reel him in a bit.
Who's that, Buck Trendle there then? That's a Chimera truck right in front of him.
Yeah, that is Buck Trendle the third.
That's the teammate, okay.
Yeah, Tyler's about to put a lap on that car. Sorry, did I say Tyler? I meant Dick.
Who's Tyler?
Yeah. Again, Tyler. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh dear.
That could be a problem.
Cletus got right in Dick's way there. Meanwhile, out front, Buster's doing a great job of staying 7.5 seconds ahead of this man, Orlando Wilson III, who's got an equivalent gap behind him to Dick Newitt Jr.
And when Buster comes around this time, 13 laps to go.
See the delta graph that Sam has put up there on the screen,
wow,
showing the gap from second to third.
Yep, look at that. Love those. They're good. That one. Wow.
Couldn't get closer.
No.
I mean, his gap is reducing ever so slightly.
Yep. What did they have? They had a 2-lap difference, didn't they, with the pit stop? So
they did, yeah.
That could be part of it. I mean, maybe his tires are going off a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. And Dick Newitt Jr.'s tires are, what's that? Oh, 6 laps, sorry, newer than Buster's. Yep. So they'll be better for a longer, or deeper into the race rather. But yep. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Now we've got 10 laps to go.
Ooh, that's a truck right up into the wall there.
He did everything but hit the wall that time.
I think he's now hit it.
Like he was riding down it, didn't it?
If you don't succeed, try and try and try again.
Definitely riding right up there, that's for sure.
Definitely. Around we go again for Buster. He's only got 7 laps to do.
iRacing needs to make some kind of adjustment. Their left front wheel is dug into the pavement.
I know, yeah.
Did you
It's
see
been
that?
like that for years.
Shit.
Certain vehicles, that left front is inside the tarmac.
I know, really. Well, as much criticism as you hear, they do a good job. They really do.
Oh yeah, I mean the physics now are so much better than they were, and
Sensational.
you don't get cars as much doing that crazy spinning around and bouncing
right.
up in the air business and things. They've sorted out their crash physics, and their damage model seems to be pretty good actually. I use it a lot. We've got dirt racing now and rallycross, and they work great.
I never thought I'd see kind of a realistic dirt racing scenario. I tell you, it's just amazing.
And it looks and feels great, you know?
It certainly does. We're down to 5 laps to go, boys.
5 laps. 5 laps for Buster to hold it together. He's actually going faster than Orlando, but a little tiny bit slower than Dick Newitt Jr. at the moment. And a truck there leaving pit road. Not going to interfere with any of this though. This is Clint Jackson Jr. who's now caught Donald Wright Jr. Battle of the Juniors here. And this isn't for anything shabby. This is 4th place that these guys are fighting over. Clint's having to go around the outside. And we're this late in the race with worn tyres. Outside's not necessarily such a good line, is it, Bill?
No, not at all.
Oh, he's done a good job here, though. Oh, he's door banging, door banging. Donald didn't want to give that up. Donald's lost all the traction in his truck. This might not be over though. Donald can squeeze a bit more traction out of it. They've only got 1 lap to do. This is the last lap. And it looks like Clint Jackson Jr.'s got that one done. And Buster crosses the line victorious at Charlotte.
Well done, matey. That was well done, really.
Second over the line is Orlando Wilson with Dick Newitt Jr. Not that far behind in 3rd.
He's going to crash it. No,
No, he's just giving it a wiggle. Now he's going to crash it. Or just the craziest entry into pit road you've seen for a while. Oh, and collects whoever the 5 car is. Kurt Blett's in pit road there. Clint Jackson Jr. in 4th. And then somewhere a little bit further back is Donald Wright Jr.
Wow.
All sorts of crushing shenanigans. Sorry?
Oh, he's doing his donuts.
He's done these before, look.
See what I mean? Come in.
Like he's signing his name on the tarmac. Fantastic bits of racing. There was a bit of a dry patch 3/4 of the way through, Bill, but other than that, thoroughly exciting race.
Well, it turned out better than I expected it to. The only thing that really bothered me a little bit was that circumstance, everybody getting the lap down. It wasn't because people were slow or stuff. It just happened that way, unfortunately. But other than that, it was a really good race. Relatively clean, a couple little incidents, but well done for the first official timeout.
Yeah, and just so everybody's aware, our next visit with these trucks will be on the 7th of November, and that'll be Pocono, the 2009 one, because it's the free one. Same time, 6 PM GMT. I think the UK's changed its clocks by then, so that'll add another element of chaos into the mix. As Buster continues to do his donuts. We shall start the interviews, Bill, shall we?
Hey, all right, go ahead.
And we'll start it with what I think is Buster Crawls, who's still doing donuts on the track.
Yeah.
Good evening, Buster.
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. So, you put it on pole, and then proceeded to... You slid back a little bit, and then took the lead again later on in the race, and then led for the rest of it. Very well controlled and very well timed.
Yeah, thank you. The falling back was kind of my own fault, because I came out of pit lane and short shifted the second, hoping I wouldn't spin. Well, I did spin, so that's where I lost the positions, and then the unlucky safety car had me going through the field a little bit. But I don't know how I was that much faster in qualifying, to be fair, because I've not done any practice this week, and I'm not just saying that to win over like the Sorry Award, but I legit enrolled for this series like yesterday.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's a free to join. It's a fun league. Everybody gets a crazy American name. You've ended up with Buster.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, the drive to do lots and lots of practice for a race like this is minimal. We're hoping that it'll slowly gain popularity and momentum, and then we can do a more serious one after this. But we'll have to see where that goes. Did you enjoy tonight's race? And I'm going to guess you will, because you've got a win under your belt. But
yeah, I mean, it was a very good race. It's been a long time since COVID ended. We've had like a decent league again, even though this is just a fun one. The racing was still quite enjoyable, and it was quite close at some points. Fair drivers as well. So yeah, I think if this gains a bit more popularity, it'll be a great league one day.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And you obviously saw Randy Whiting Jr. getting laps put on him a lot. That's always funny to see as well, isn't it?
It was a bit of communication sometimes, because I came up to him and then I saw him move up when I was going to go there, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, always just do the opposite of what you think when you're when you're approaching Randy Whiting Jr. Yeah, so I'm guessing we'll see you back for Pocono in a few weeks' time.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Before Buster goes, I got a question for him.
Yes, sir.
I want you to be honest. You've done some oval racing before. I can tell by the way you drive.
Yes.
Of course you have. See, I told you, Pete. I knew it.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but I competed in a series called Vertex.
Yep. Okay. Well,
yeah, I ended up. What is it? I did 4 seasons, and I ended up twice third, and then fourth once in the championship.
Wow.
I ran
That's a good set of results.
No, I was pointing out to Pete. I mean, I'm from the United States, but I'm not a big NASCAR fan or anything. But been all my life I grew up with oval racing, and I got to tell you that watching you go around that track, I mean, it wasn't your first rodeo. I could tell just by the the lines you were taking and stuff, and you did a really great job. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. I'm from Belgium, and we don't really have that much NASCAR going around here, but I love it so much. In fact, I'm going to go through a sleepless night watching NASCAR right now after this race.
Oh, yeah, sorry to hear that, but enjoy it. If you enjoy it. Well, see, I'm not that it matters, but I'm a short track kind of guy. I really like short track better.
Yeah, you're right, though. The 1.5 miles gets boring sometimes, although this season's been all right, but short tracks are definitely better.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, congratulations. Well done. And looking forward to seeing you at Pocono, mate.
Yes, sir. All right, have a good night, guys.
You too.
Good night. See you later, Buster.
Bye.
Okay, next into the booth. For your interview pleasure, if you want to do this, or do you want me to do them? And you just...
you're so good at this, Pete. Go for it. I know you love this stuff. Go ahead.
Like a lie, but never mind. Welcome into the booth, Orlando Wilson III. Good evening.
Hello. That's one way of not calling me Jason, I suppose.
Yeah, I was pitching for you to be called that just so it would feel natural to me. Anyway, brilliant result from where you started. You moved right up to the top end, and you nearly, for a while, brought Buck along with you. But he had some challenges of his own. I don't know what exactly happened to Buck. Did he take a penalty at the same time as rusty kneecaps, I think?
Yeah, a few people got caught out there because someone was running under pace at caution pace and had a problem or something, not understanding what to do. A couple of people got stop-go penalties for passing under yellow.
Yeah.
Which is just one of those things where there's quite a complicated flow chart as to what to do in certain situations when something weird happens like that, and sometimes it's best to just kind of ignore what iRacing is telling you. Sometimes it's best to just stop on track, sort it out, and then continue.
Yeah.
And our relative inexperience of that kind of weird situation kind of caught him out, unfortunately, and I assume Wobbly as well.
Yeah, definitely for Wobbly. He was in the chat whilst you were all pacing before, and said exactly the same thing. But your race was interesting, wasn't it? You had some really good battles going on, and then you caught, well, your teammate caught you, and you were cycling around right at the pointy end for quite a long time.
Yeah, I got super lucky. I think it was the second caution because I was just about to come into the pits. I was just saying to Tyler in the waiting room that as my foot applied pressure to the brake pedal, the yellow flag came out for me to pit. So that was like a abort, stay out sort of thing. And then that's what basically trapped a bunch of people a lap down, which again is another one of those weird situations.
Yeah, it's a feature of NASCAR though, isn't it? Getting trapped a lap down and having to rely on lucky dogs and wave around. Yeah,
there are some fringe, very unusual situations where iRacing can incorrectly do that as well. We found that out in the Classic IndyCar Series recently.
Right.
So, yeah, you can kind of get screwed either way. So, yeah, I lucked out on that, as did Simon, but of course he got caught up with the penalty, which undid that.
Sorry, I think you mean Buck.
Well, I said Wobbly earlier, he didn't call me out on that one. So.
I should have done. My error.
I'm not going to remember all of that.
No,
we've had to. It's been crazy.
We've been having a hell of a time.
I can't remember the names normally.
Yeah,
I'm having to make new ones up.
You can't have that pop if you keep calling me Jason. Invalid argument, I'm afraid.
Yeah. So, hopefully, you must have done some oval racing in the past then, if you're talking about things like that.
Kind of, yeah, with a big sort of hiatus, really. So I've been on iRacing since the start, and back then I didn't do any over racing prior to iRacing. But because it was novel, I tried it out at the time, and I ended up doing a bunch of stuff up to kind of like SK modified level, late models, that kind of stuff. So that's what, 2010 probably at the latest.
Yeah, something like that.
And then nothing for an awfully long time, and then 2019 or halfway through 2018, I joined the Classic IndyCar Series, which is sort of half ovals, but that's a very, very different car. It's the original IndyCar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The racing's totally different. So some of the procedural stuff's the same, but again, some of that's different. We don't have double file restarts in that, for example.
Yeah, single files.
Now,
Yeah.
is that oval or road or both?
Both.
Okay.
But I was not very confident in the ovals on that to start with. It took me a long time to get into the swing of it, but I think that just having a feel for what the vehicle, whatever it is doing, is somewhat transferable to a point. So it helped me out, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, and look at where you finished. So you'll take a big haul of points away from this one. Hopefully we'll see you at Pocono for round 2 on the 7th of November. Depends how much fun you've had on Bonfire Night, I guess.
Well, yeah. We're doing these Suzuka 10 hours that weekend as well. So.
Okay.
And I've got the Indy 500 next weekend. So.
Yes, that's right.
All go.
Cool. Well, any shout-outs before we let you go?
Yep, to Buck for in effect being a 200-mile-an-hour crew chief as well as driving.
Yeah.
Impressively, he also had the F1 sort of in a window in his VR as well as that. So it's like a Minority Report or something with him.
Oh, goodness.
Sod that, I wouldn't go do that.
Minority Report, that's class.
You guys are putting this on, especially this in particular, because it's a bit out of left field. It's a bold move to put something like this on in a community of people that don't generally run ovals, but you've got enough people interested that it's worked. All for doing weird stuff like this.
Tell you, Orlando, you look pretty damn good out there. If you ask me, you look pretty good out there, man.
I was pushing on.
Yes, you were.
It did get quite loose a few times.
Oh yeah,
especially on new tyres. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what trucksing's all about. Well, congratulations on your 2nd place again, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, just one last thing. Thanks, Wobbly, for hosting.
Funny stuff. Right, next into the booth, we will bring Dick Newitt Jr. Good evening, Dick.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, all things considered.
Is this your first race back after your nuptials?
It sure is.
Excellent stuff. And how did you enjoy the racing tonight? You had you were bobbing up and down the standings quite dramatically at one point, and then made your way through. Stayed out on tyres longer towards the end. I think you got an extra 5 or 6 laps onto your tyres than some of the people in front of you, and then started hauling them in and overtaking them, putting them behind you pretty quick.
Yeah, I had my headset cut out during that second stint. My mouse fell off my stand and clicked somewhere away from the screen. So I had to pull off. I'm utterly amazed that I did not hit anything, and so thankful that I didn't ruin anybody's race at that point. But it meant I got to keep going, which is good, and was just hoping for a yellow and got it. Thanks to Clyde and Wobbly being Clyde and Wobbly, which was good. or rather, Rusty and
I was going to say
Cletus, or what was Clyde?
Rusty and Randy, that was.
Rusty and Randy. Oh, that's a good duo. No, it was Jamie and Simon just had a long run pace advantage, and Brian had a short run pace advantage. So when I got behind both Jamie and Brian at the end of the race, I knew I was screwed, because regardless of whether we got another yellow or not, one of them was going to beat me. And if we didn't get another yellow, I was pretty sure they were both going to beat me. So I did know that the setup we were running, which was pretty close to the iRacing baseline, was not as good on the long runs. So I just tried to shorten that last run up as much as I could and kind of hope for a yellow. But I think the one other mistake we kind of made was that last restart when there were 5 of us on the lead lap. I guess Adam and I came down and topped off with fuel, just to have a little extra fuel in hand. And the caution before, I had been the lucky dog in pit late, and there were only 2-ish cars between me and the race leaders. But that time there were, I think, 5 or 6, and it really spread the gap out a bit more. So don't know if I would have had anything anyway, but it certainly kind of put the nail in the coffin, I guess.
Yeah. But all in all, a good result for tonight. Pocono is your next destination. Hopefully we'll see you for that one. That's the tricky triangle, isn't it, Pocono?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. With that, is it not the canal turn? What the hell do they call
Tunnel
that?
turn.
Tunnel turn. That's it. Is that a favourite of yours, or is that a risky one for you?
I don't know that Pocono is a favorite of anybody, but I'm looking forward to it. I was saying to Clyde, I really appreciate, a lot of times when like kind of road focused groups put on an oval series, they'll just do the super speedways and some road courses and maybe like one or two real ovals, where you have to like lift and brake and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that the schedule's got quite a few of those, because I think it's going to make it quite interesting. And I think today was a good example of that. So I'm going to have to put some more practice in for Pocono if I'm going to stand a chance against Brian and Jamie and Wobbly and Simon and all them. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. In that case, we shall see you next time out. Congratulations again on your podium finish, Dick Newitt Jr.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. And then last to bring in is the
Randy.
brains behind, if you can call it that, brains behind this venture, which is
It's Randy.
it is Randy. It's Randy Whiten Jr. Good evening.
Good evening.
How was that? Did you get enough chili dogs inside you before you crashed, or not?
Well, I can get some more because you owe me a tenner.
Yeah, I do as well. That kind of did look purposeful. It was a good shot, it has to be said. But you did bounce off the wall, so I'm putting that down as an incident.
Yeah, that is what happened. I did explain it to Wobbly, but he still rage quit like he normally does. So
Yeah, it was a bit stroppy,
never mind.
Yeah.
So I beat him. So never mind.
Yeah, that's true. Did you actually beat him? Yeah, you did. Yeah, he was second off last, wasn't he? But yeah, great racing actually. There was a few dry bits. I think that'll iron out as long as we get more participation over the next few races. And yeah, I threw the first caution because how iRacing didn't, I have no idea. There was two cars parked sideways in the middle of the track and no caution. So that was me that threw that one. But all the others were iRacing's cautions, and I think there was 4 of them.
Yeah, it weren't too bad, was it?
No, it was good.
Considering a lot of us, or a lot of drivers are new. I just chuckled at Chris Jackson's message. He said he sat in the pits too far forward for ages, wondering why they weren't doing anything. So yeah, that was pretty good. To be honest, my race was not too bad. I was shocking last time out at Charlotte. So I tried Tyler's setup, and it seemed to be all right. When the first caution came out, I was the only one that pitted for new tyres, so I thought I'd see how it was going, and I was making my way back through the fields. And then I think Mr. Goebel had an incident on the tri-oval, and then came up the track, hit me, and I hit the wall, and after that I was just down on speed, so I was praying for many cautions to get repairs done, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, that was a big hit you got off Herb, it has to be said.
Randy, you had to be dying that 100 laps driving around, just tooling around, everybody passing you. That was terrible.
Well, to be honest, that wasn't too bad, because I could just stick my foot to the floor and I didn't have to lift or anything. So
you didn't have to worry about it, yeah.
No, that's right. And because it was so slow, I could also hug the inside, so it was easy for me to let the fast guys pass. And then lots of people had lots of problems, so after that I managed to get about 3 minutes repaired out of the 7.
Yeah.
But I was never going to be any worse than 9th, so I just kept going.
No, it's a good result in the end, considering. And everyone was spoken to very much enjoyed the experience. Like you say, there's some in here that have, well, you can see from their licenses, they've literally never driven ovals in the official series at all. And it's been well received, I think. We've got a lot more signed up than we had in this race, so hopefully other weekends will attract other drivers to it. And it started out really positively. So that's
We
a good
clashed,
success.
didn't we? Clashed with the F1 tonight, so that didn't help. Why anybody would want to watch F1 in the first place, and Dakota as well. No idea. But we need to do something about Buster Crawls, because he looks a bit too professional.
He does, doesn't he? He was lightning quick.
We got the truth out of him. I asked him, I said, now, honestly, this isn't your first rodeo with oval racing. He says, no, he was in some league years ago or something. So, hey, you can see the way you can see the way he ran around there. He's done this before.
Yeah, we'll find a way to nobble him. Don't worry.
In that case, Randy, nearly forgot your name. Congratulations on actually getting to the end, which is better than a lot of other drivers did. And we'll see you at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, next time out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool. In that case, good evening, Randy Whiting Jr. So, that was an experience and a half, it has to be said. There was some great driving, there was some questionable bits, there was 4 cautions, but generally it was great fun, Bill.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it turned out better, a hell of a lot better than it could have. We had some really good racing. It got spread out a little bit, a couple misfortunes of people getting a lap down, which really didn't deserve to be a lap down. But it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time with some of the NASCAR situations that you have. But all in all, it was a lot of fun, respectful driving, a couple little incidents, but nothing really crazy. And it was fun. Really was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Buster really took it to the rest of the field and showed the experience rises to the top. And, well, let's see if other drivers can take it to him in future races. Sam, from your perspective, how was that as a viewing and camera platform?
Well, today was a bit easier than what we're used to on the road racing side of things. The only issue is the event tractor is not really very well made for oval racing, so that's going to be something I will have to work on for the next time. But apart from that, great racing. I think the drivers put on a good show today, and not a lot of crashes. I'm impressed. So it was really good.
Yeah, it was remarkably clean, actually. 134 laps around here usually is instant stream. So, like I said before, we are at Pocono on the 7th of November. Please join us for that. Please follow us on Facebook and on Twitch, and you won't miss any of our races. We're back on Wednesday. Where am I crashing on Wednesday? I can't even remember.
That's a good question. We've got our website. You just select the league.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
exactly what I'm doing.
You clip skill. Yeah, I'm doing the same as well.
Yeah, Barcelona. Barcelona. And it's the old version, which is good because we don't have the silly chicane.
Really? The old version?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's going to be not as bad one.
Get rid of that Mickey Mouse thing at the end of that track. God almighty.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Good to hear it.
Yeah, and then what else have we got coming up? We've got, on the 30th of October, we've got V8 ESC. That is going to Road America. That'll be a great race, that one. V8s at Road America, awesome. And then on the Sunday following, I'll be crashing at Homestead on Road Course A, which I've never driven before. I'm supposing it's a lot like all the other road courses at Homestead, but we'll find out. So lots of exciting things to look forward to before the end of October, and we'll hopefully see you soon. I'm going to say goodnight, let Bill and Sam say goodnight, and we'll close the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody. For those that watched, I hope you had a good time, and hope we can have your attendance at some of the other BSTV events that we have. Take care. Have a good evening.
And good night, everybody. See you Wednesday.